No, that's gonna be your house. No,
Now 7:30 p.m., I'm going to call the legislative portion of the September 22nd meeting of Mount Vernon City Council to order. Mr. Sherman, please call the roll.
Mr. Severns.
Here.
Mr. Mahan.
Here.
Mrs. Woods. Mr. Ruckman.
Here.
Miss Keener. Mrs. Hager.
Here.
Mrs. Siebold.
Here.
We are in session. Do you want to excuse any of the members?
I would
Yes.
like to excuse Mrs. Woods and Mrs. Amber.
Second.
They moved in second. They be excused. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are excused. The invocation this evening will be given by Pastor Samuel Vernon from the Mount Vernon Baptist Temple. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge. Thank you for being here.
Let's pray. Our Father, we just thank you so much for your invitation to come before you and to ask you for wisdom. And God, we confess our need for wisdom. Even though we might have our ideas of how we think things should go, God, we confess our dependency upon you. You are the author of wisdom, and so God, we ask for your wisdom. And we thank you for your promise that if we ask in faith, that you'll give abundantly. And so God, we thank you for that. We ask, God, that you would just help us to make the right decisions as a town and as a council tonight, and that we would honor you in everything that we do and say. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council, in your packets are the minutes from the September 8th meeting. I heard that there's some
There is
corrections.
not now. We're good.
You're good with it?
Yep.
Okay. So, all in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. They are approved. I see no petitions or communications.
Correct.
And we have two committee reports in your packet. No liquor control licenses this evening, but we do have a proclamation. I would turn that over to Mayor Starr.
Thank you, Mr. President and Council. I've asked the Curfew family to join me here as I read this proclamation recognizing September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And with me here is Camden, Heather, Chris, Lexi, and Braden Curfew, who have been experiencing this firsthand. So, without further ado, whereas 552 Ohio children will be diagnosed with cancer in 2025, and 58 children will lose their lives to cancer. And whereas childhood cancer is the #1 disease-related killer of kids in the United States, with 1 in 5 children terminal at diagnosis, 3 in 5 suffering life-altering impacts of treatment that significantly altered their quality of life, and 1 in 285 children diagnosed with cancer before the age of 20. And whereas childhood cancer and adult cancers are different, yet we continue to use inappropriate adult cancer protocols on kids with many times devastating effects. And whereas, despite these facts, childhood cancer research is vastly and consistently underfunded. In 25 years, the FDA has initially approved only 2 drugs for any childhood cancer. And whereas the causes of most childhood cancers are unknown, and at present, the childhood cancer cannot be prevented, and families who are or have been in treatment work tirelessly to change these alarming statistics. And whereas hundreds of nonprofit organizations at the local and national level, including the Friends of Faith Pruden Foundation, are helping children with cancer and their families cope through educational, emotional, and financial support. Now, therefore, I, Matthew T. Starr, Mayor of the City of Mount Vernon, Ohio, do proclaim September 2025 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in Mount Vernon, and encourage all residents to support this cause that so deeply impacts families in every community across our country. And, of course, here to accept this is the Curfew family, if you will accept this proclamation on the city's behalf. Camden?
You want to say anything?
Would anyone like to say anything?
Well, thank you for being here this evening. We now have a person speaking on matters of city concern. We have two people wanting to speak. And please come to the podium, say your name and address, and limit your comments to 4 minutes. First, we have Josh Morrison.
Good evening. Joshua Morrison, 101 North Rogers Street, 3rd Ward, best little ward in the dirt. Thank you for this opportunity tonight. I'm speaking on behalf of the city's proposed cyber ordinance, cybersecurity ordinance. Mr. Webb gave a presentation earlier, but I wasn't really going to speak, but after not hearing anything new, I need to speak. After reviewing the ordinance and the city's handling of the 2022 cyber attack, we've got some serious gaps. Just a brief recap. Before Christmas in 2022, the city was hit by a ransomware attack by the Lockbit Russian hacker group. A warning appeared in a shared network folder between the municipal court and the highway patrol. The note said it was going to threaten to leak the information to the dark web. Kind of just a brief recap. Officially, the attack was listed as it started in December 19th, but emails by city employees point to December 15th as the possible start date. That's when things started going missing. The city's overall response was delayed. It took hours into days before the city had a complete grasp of what was going on. Something like that, every second matters. Recovery efforts to get the city back up and running, they were botched. Backups were attacked as well. Complete data was lost, recovery was delayed, and from everything that I've learned, it was an outside contractor, which was the point of attack. Now, it was said that things are being changed, and that is great. What also was not noticed was a ransom was quietly paid for city data. The administration authorized a $24,000 Bitcoin payment through a third party to retrieve something which we don't know. A ransom was paid, but we don't know what we got for it. I hope it was useful. We don't know if the city paid for it, if the city's insurance paid for it, the vendor's insurance paid for it, who paid for it. The forensic report of after all this was done, after the dust settled and everybody got back on their feet, forensic report was turned into the city, but it's behind the attorney-client privilege. We don't know what happened. City doesn't know what happens. Residents don't know what happened. We don't know what data was taken, if it was taken. We don't have a clear picture of what actually happened. Now, looking at the proposed ordinance, ORC 9.64 is new. It goes into effect next week. You'll notice in the legislation that was written, and I've been told there will be a change, that it was supposed to go into effect on September 30th. Your consideration is supposed to go into effect on September 30th, and it's also under an emergency clause. This doesn't have to go into effect until July 1st of 2026. You have plenty of time to get this right. Not perfect, but right. As written, it is vague. Risk assessments, patching, incident response lack measurable deadlines and timeframes. Just get to it when you can. It's weak on enforcement. There are no consequences if someone fails to comply with the ordinance, with your policy. Outside vendor doesn't want to do it, data goes missing. What happens? There's no teeth to it. It's built on secrecy. Most records are exempt from disclosure per ORC, but secrecy worsens attacks. The more data you know, the more you can do with it. It is very slow to act. Your ordinance is very slow to act. Incidents can be reported up to 7 days after an attack. If you've ever had your identity stolen, that is way too long to start your cleanup efforts. The auditor of the state, and this was a bit of confusion earlier, it's 30 days. The auditor of the state has to be notified within 30 days. I don't know about you, but I can't wait 30 days to get my identity back if it's stolen. The ordinance can be strengthened by having clear incident protocols, notifying state and federal agencies within 24 hours. Don't wait. Get all the help you can when you can. Don't wait. Accountability, impose consequences on employees or vendors who fail to meet MFA, multi-factor authentication. I can hear your alarms, so I'm speeding through this. Patching or training requirements. Independent oversight is important. Your insurance could probably do it for you. Ask them. Public communication plan. There is no public communication plan in your ordinance. If something happens, who's going to tell the public that their information may have been stolen? You don't have a plan on paper. You need to get one. My last thought is strengthen this ordinance. Take the necessary time to get it right. Not perfect, but right. Privacy, security, and trust are worth more than a weak policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morrison. The next person speaking is Tom Bellish, speaking on electric aggregation. Again, please give your name and address and limit your comments to 4 minutes.
Yes, good evening, Council. Tom Bellish, 66 East Mill Street in Akron, president of Buckeye Energy Brokers. We were working on the electric aggregation, so I want to thank Council and the Mayor for the opportunity to work with Council. I did have some concerns about the proposal that was here tonight. And I do have a handout as well. So really four issues that I had was that you couldn't protect residents from rising capacity rates. Well, that's not true. Capacity rates went up in June, and Mount Vernon residents were protected and still paying the 4.69 cents all the way through December. So it's possible, if you know what you're doing, to protect residents from rising rates. The other thing was on the resolution, there was no named company. So you're really being asked to vote on something where the company wasn't even named. So, I assume that's maybe the Ohio Municipal League. My concern there is on the PUCO's website, every aggregator is required to be certified, and that group is not certified. So that's a concern of mine. Buckeye Energy was the first certified broker in Ohio. We were the first natural gas broker and first electric broker in Ohio 25 years ago. So I'm very familiar with the certification process that the PUCO has. The other concern is with Mark Fry himself. So he's mayor of Sylvania, and he's been a councilman for 10 years. So in the packet, I provided all of the contracts his council approved while he was a councilman at the same time. So I think there's some real ethics concerns there. So I provided those to so that everyone can take a look at that. Many contracts, and just recently, as he left being a councilman, he had a 10-year deal approved for the aggregation, the city accounts, the electric aggregation, and the city accounts. So he may not have voted on something, but he's not, obviously can't completely recuse himself because he's the consultant. He has to discuss these things on an ongoing basis. So there's no way you could recuse yourself from this. He's also, during his time, they never sent out a request for proposal either. So we've always looked for those. We never got one. So in the 10 years he was councilman, never sent out a request for proposal. His firm won every time. So I wanted to point out those issues and really just say that it was a pleasure working with everybody, and I really appreciated the opportunity.
Thanks. Thank you. And thank you for the documentation that we can look through. Appreciate it. That concludes the people asking to speak on matters of public concern. We do have a couple changes to the agenda that's before you. We have one addition in Resolution 96. It's one more then and now. And then earlier today, they added Resolution 2025-100. So with those additions, are there any additions, corrections to the agenda before you? If not, I'll assume the agenda is approved by consensus. And we move now to the legislative portion of the meeting. And we have one resolution for third reading. That's resolution number 2025-83. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing and directing the Safety Service Director to prepare and submit a co-application with Clinton Township to the Ohio Public Works Commission Capital Improvement Program as part of a joint partnership agreement between the City of Mount Vernon, Ohio, and Clinton Township, Knox County, Ohio, for funding for the Crystal Avenue Water Main Extension Project.
Mr. Ruckman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt resolution number 2025-83.
Second.
Been moved and second for the adoption of this resolution. Any discussion? Mr. Ruckman?
This is, as was pointed out earlier during the committee meeting, so this is not what we had talked about earlier. This is actually for the Crystal Avenue, just so everyone is on the
Crystal clear.
crystal clear. Yeah, everybody, good. Yeah.
That was my Tanner moment.
Yeah. That's one. All right. No, everybody's, yes, crystal clear on that. So this is the Crystal Avenue partnership with Clinton Township. So other than that, seems like it's all in order and makes good sense to me.
So people know basically where it goes. It goes from Columbus Avenue to Harcourt's. Harcourt. There's a little cutoff from there, but that's the basic main line it's going through. So it's out by Aerial Foundation Park. Any other discussion? Mr. Sherman.
Mr. Severns.
Yes.
Mr. Mahan.
Yes.
Mr. Ruckman.
Yes.
Mrs. Hager.
Yes.
Mrs. Siebold.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted. Next resolution is for second reading. That's resolution number 2025-93. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into the City of Mount Vernon Governmental Aggregation Program Participation Agreement for the City of Mount Vernon, Knox County, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Ruckman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to give resolution number 2025-93 its second reading.
This resolution receives its second reading. Next resolution is resolution number 2025-94. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to apply to the Ohio Public Works Commission Capital Improvement Program for funding assistance for the West End Sanitary Renovation Project Phase 1 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Ruckman.
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to give this resolution its second reading.
This resolution receives its second reading. We now move to resolution of first reading. First resolution is the resolution number 2025-95. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a 3-year contract with Knox County for information technology services and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Mahan.
Giving it its first reading, Mr. President, have we had enough information on this, or do we need an additional committee meeting? I think we're good. If you, council, if there's questions and you want an additional committee meeting, communicate between meetings.
All right, thank you. This resolution receives its first reading and now move to resolution number 2025-96. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing and directing the auditor of the City of Mount Vernon to pay bills pursuant to Section 5705.41D, then and now certification.
And please note that resolution does have one addition. We had one for Zach and Enrich Company, and now one for Bricker Gideon LLP. So we have 2 for that, and I'll turn that over to Mrs. Siebold.
Thank you. I'll give this its first reading.
This resolution receives its first reading. Next is resolution number 2025-97. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution confirming the appointment of Leanne Hager to the Shade Tree and Beautification Commission for a 3-year term and declaring an emergency.
That's me. We will give Resolution 97 its first reading.
This resolution sees its first reading. Now move to resolution number 2025-98. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution authorizing and directing the Safety Service Director to extend the contract of combination between the Mount Vernon City Health District and the Knox Public Health and declaring an emergency.
Mrs. Siebold.
Thank you. I will give this one also its first reading.
Resolution receives its first reading. Final resolution for this evening is resolution number 2025-99. Mr. Sherman.
A resolution to authorize amendments to the City of Mount Vernon, Knox County, Ohio Electric Aggregation Plan of Operation and Governance and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Ruckman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We'll give this its first reading.
Is this the one that you want to have a separate?
Both, the original and this one.
Okay, so the administration is asking for us if we could, how many can be here next Monday for a special meeting, discuss two resolutions that are important to adopt.
You mean a week from today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's that?
I'm just confirming you mean a week from today.
Week from today,
Okay.
the 29th.
What time?
Do 6 o'clock if you want.
What time's best for you? Tammy has to come from sometimes.
We can do 7.
Why don't we do 7? 7 work?
7?
Okay, Mr. Sherman, you got that? Anybody cannot be here at 7 o'clock, because we're gonna need at least 6 votes. Otherwise, might as well not have a meeting. All right, thank you. Next, we have, we didn't read resolution 2025-100. Let's do that.
A resolution authorizing and directing the Safety Service Director of the City of Mount Vernon, Ohio to enter into contract with Road to Finish LLC and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Severance.
We will give this a first reading.
Thank you. That concludes the resolutions. We move now to ordinances. The first ordinance is ordinance number 2025-28. Mr. Sherman.
An ordinance adopting a cybersecurity policy for the City of Mount Vernon, Ohio, in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 9.64 and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Mahan.
I'm going to give this its second reading. Council, again, we've had a committee meeting. You've heard some public concern comments. If you have questions and want to have an additional meeting, please let us know. But at this point, we'll be ready to vote at the next meeting, unless there's additional questions.
Thank you. This ordinance receives its second reading. Next ordinance is ordinance number 2025-29. Mr. Sherman.
Yes, we will give this.
Wait,
its-
Mr. Sherman needs to read it
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
first. Don't get too excited.
I'll let you read.
He's trying to wrap this up by 8.
An ordinance to provide for the salary of certain elected officials of the City of Mount Vernon, specifically the council president and members of council, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Severance.
We will give ordinance 29 its first reading.
This ordinance receives its first reading. We now move to ordinance number 20.
Actually, second reading.
Second
Sorry
reading,
about that.
sorry.
Second reading.
Now we move to ordinances for first reading. This ordinance is ordinance number 2025-30.
An ordinance authorizing the restriction of parking on one side of Mallard Point.
Severance.
We will give this a first reading, correct?
Right.
And I would like to have a 10-minute committee meeting, please, on this.
All right. This ordinance receives its first reading. Next ordinance is ordinance number 2025-31. Mr. Sherman.
An ordinance to provide for the salary of certain elected officials of the City of Mount Vernon, specifically the city treasurer, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Severance.
Yes, we will give ordinance 31 its first reading.
Ordinance receives its first reading. Now we go to the final ordinance this evening. It's ordinance number 2025-32. Mr. Sherman.
An ordinance amending the terms of employment of bargaining unit employees of the City of Mount Vernon Fire Department who are members of the certified unit known as the Mount Vernon Firefighters and Paramedics, IAFF, Local 3712, and declaring an emergency.
Yes, sir, we will give ordinance 2025-32 its first reading.
That ordinance receives its first reading. That concludes the legislative portion of the meeting. Now we move to remarks from administration. Mayor Starr.
Thank you, Mr. President and council. I'll be brief. Nothing this evening.
Mr. Sagers.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will not be brief. Budget meetings will be announced this week between department heads and the auditor's office. Following that, we will start scheduling those meetings with relevant members of council, depending on the department head. And then we will start rolling that out hopefully in late October and early November for our first council working sessions and budget meetings. I am optimistic, and I'm going to put Rob on the spot, and he will have a panic attack, that we will get our COTC capital lease signed this week. We are starting to get some of those POs in place. So, lawyers, am I right?
Yeah.
Largely gestures. The safety, this is important for the public to note. Particularly, we've received some public concern about the MacArthur East High Street intersection in front of the St. Vincent de Paul Elementary School. I've communicated with several of the parents and the principal at the school. We will have a Public Safety Commission meeting in this room on Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 25th at 4:30 p.m. We set it that late so folks could come after school and engage. That would be police, fire, public works, engineering would be invited to that. Code enforcement will be there. Myself, obviously. We will discuss some options in short-term and long-term. I've invited Mr. Severns and Mr. Mahan as representatives of the committee regarding streets and public safety to talk about some of the things that we can do. Now, if you look at that intersection, it is true that the city has explored options. We've turned MacArthur into a one-way street. The area is just absolutely covered with signage letting folks know that that is a school zone. We do have a traffic control officer that is in that area. It does have an RFB, a rapid flashing beacon. Ultimately, this is just a call to the public. That is a school zone in a residential neighborhood. Watch what you're doing when you're going through that neighborhood. Get off your phone, look up, look for children, look for families, look for people crossing the road. Pay attention. If you are caught, we'll get a ticket, we'll go to court, we'll pay a fine. But we are going to look at some safety measures that we can take, and we will talk to the school about some of the things that they can do as well. But that will happen on Thursday, 4:30 in this room this week. Reach out and let us know if you can't make it. You can still obviously contact either your council members or my office, the Safety Service office. Additionally, I'd like to say, I'd like to maybe take a point of personal privilege here, Mr. President, and say, Mr. Bellish spoke. That is our current, that is, did not use his name during the committee meeting. The city changes contracts all the time. It's a regular occurrence. But it's frustrating when we, given the opportunity to save ratepayers money at a time where you are seeing record high energy prices, and we are all getting energy from the same grid. He is a business owner, Mr. Fry is a business owner, and the packet that you received is frankly just insults slung at a man who owns a business that brokers energy for 77 counties and over 400 communities. And he did it when Mr. Fry walked out of the room. Mr. Fry did not bring up Mr. Bellish's company, whose business primarily focuses on independent businesses. And there's a reason that the mayor and I decided to go with, and who Ohio Municipal League and the County Commissioners Association of Ohio recommends, which is Palmer Energy. There's a reason that we chose to go with that, is because these are municipal aggregators. They specialize in the public sector. And we have the full power of aggregation at our fingertips, and that is utilizing the communities. And the reason that we switched is because these rates are going so high, and as he mentioned, you know, if you can control the price, well, the reason that our price has remained stable is we have been in a 5-year contract, which is now going to end. So I just wanted to point that out, both for your sake and for the public's sake. This gentleman came in here and said these things after another person walked out of the room, and he's just frankly upset that he's losing a contract. That was wildly inappropriate to do. It was unprofessional. And you all needed to know that, and the public needs to know that. We were not informed that he would be coming tonight. That is no way to do business. So, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brinkman.
Nothing tonight, Mr. President.
Mr. Braun.
I want to make sure the council is aware that we've had several incidents of vandalism over in Hiawatha Park. In one incident, we had a number of what we believe are juveniles who were hurling things over the fence into the pool. We are circulating photographs of this group to try and identify them so that we can get the juvenile court involved before that they do. There hasn't been a lot of damage done yet, but we want to stop this before it escalates further. In a second incident, we have an adult male who has, in some instances, been attempting to manipulate our security cameras to turn them from where we have them to other areas. We also believe that he may have entered the women's restroom over there. We are also trying to identify him. I know that we've recently put up those photographs. I think, have they made it to the city's website yet?
They have not.
They have not, but we're working on doing that. We're urging people to take a look at them and to help us identify them so that we can bring them before the courts.
We believe he was also carrying a weapon.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting that you should go and try and speak with them or to talk to them or to have any sort of contact with them, but if you know who they are, we would ask your help. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Severance.
Nothing tonight.
Mr. Reckman.
Are you going to talk about Johnny Appleseed?
You are.
Okay, fantastic. All right, all queued up and ready to go. So not this coming Friday, but October 3rd, we are having, Experience Mount Vernon is actually going to have the 3rd annual Johnny Appleseed Fall Festival. So they're going to go ahead and do that again. If you haven't participated, please come on down. It is a great time. I believe they have a couple of, I think there's something, is Celtic Fiddlers or something
They are.
like that? Yeah,
Yep,
this year?
Celtic fiddlers.
Yeah,
So-
that's my wife.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
There's
So,
also a petting zoo.
oh, petting zoo. Yeah, there's a bunch of activities. I know my children enjoy it. So if you are free that evening, please make it a point to come down. We would love to see you there.
Thank you. Mrs. Hager.
I just wanted to publicly thank Martin Booker, who's the executive director of Mount Vernon Arts Consortium, who will be leaving for greener pastures in South Florida. And he has been a gem in our city, and we're going to miss him.
Thank you. Mrs. Sebo.
Thank you. Well, that's sorry he's leaving us.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Oh, that's bad. Mount Vernon's homecoming is this week, so Wednesday they'll be doing their bonfire and all the fun things for homecoming. And then their homecoming game will be Friday night. And then Saturday will be their dance, so all of that will be going on. And then also Charlie Kirk. That has been very sad what happened there. And I just hope everybody can try to love one another and look at each other as human beings and try to talk things out and agree that we don't always agree and that we can disagree and that we can communicate with everybody because we need to love one another and not have this go on. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Mahan.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Mr. Salyers mentioned safety around St. Vincent's, and I'd like to talk to the street person in the 3rd Ward. As you go down Martinsburg Road and you turn off onto Division Street, there are no sidewalks. And a lot of kids they're walking to the football game. You talked about the football game. They walk to the football game. Is there anything we can do there because we had safety of children in that meeting with the schools last year, and that's a very unsafe area because kids are walking there and cars zoom off of Martinsburg Road and onto Division Street. Anything we can do there for safety of children would be greatly appreciated. If you two can consider that with streets in 3rd Ward.
There's a project coming up, Safe to Schools.
Safe routes to school.
Safe route to schools, and that has been, I believe that's going to be in the appropriations for this coming year. I know we've applied for that. Is that not correct?
Yes, that's
I think so.
I believe
And
that
that is a
Mr.
dangerous place.
Platt.
If you try to walk down
Yeah.
there, running from all those apartments, it's an unsafe
Oh,
area.
Quentin's still here. Can Quentin can answer your question.
Yes.
If I may, so, man, it was around this time last year, I believe, we came in front of you and asked for permission to apply for the Safe Routes to School grant. Shortly after, a young man was actually struck by a vehicle out on Martinsburg Road near the intersection with Parrott Street. So this sidewalk on Division Street is part of that project. We were awarded over $300,000 from the Ohio Department of Transportation for this project. It's currently under design. We are on our third submission to ODOT, so it's three-stage design. We're on stage 3. We're getting pretty close to having the design wrapped up, and the construction is next year. So it's a fiscal year 2026 project, so we can't actually start construction until July 1st of 2026.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Took care of that
So
for you,
just to
sir.
clarify, that would run from Martinsburg over to like the high school drive there?
Correct, yeah, so part of it is from Martinsburg Road to Yellow Jacket Drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And then
Appreciate that very
the rest
much.
of it is adding sidewalk on the east side of Martinsburg Road.
Yes.
Thank you, Quentin.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Thank you, the media, for being here this evening. Thanks to those in attendance, and thank you for being here to recognize Cancer Awareness Month for the Youth. And that being said, I call for adjournment.
So move.
Second.
Move to second, we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are adjourned.